a lot. Speaks a lot to about you. Where are you from?
I am Muslim.
This old man
That's all
has
that
made
matters. That means
and instead of apologizing, he cleverly
means you're
decided to build a cabin.
Listen,
It means we are not nationalists. It means we are just Hey, Cody. Hey, Cody, you live in the cave of racism, and you enjoy in that fucking cave because you don't want to come out, you know? You don't want to open your eyes that we're living in 21st. Yeah, you're a fucking racist. You're a fucking racist.
No, we are.
I don't live in a cave. I live in a big country called Iran, and it's 70 times bigger than your fucking territory.
You couldn't even defeat Leonidas.
That's true. But look, Serenity, here's the thing. Even if, okay, let's say Israel, you kick out all the Jews. But guess what? I still control the West. Right? Western governments are still fine.
No longer. Because when you lose your power, in Palestine, then you lose your power in Palestine, in those occupied lands, then you will lose everything.
My power in Palestine is an extension of my power. I have power in Palestine because I have power. So when you kick me, Cody, and all the Jews out of Palestine, but I still basically control the West.
Free
Israel, I control Saudi, Turkey, all these places. Don't you think I'm just gonna come back with like more?
Give some time to Brittany. Wait and see. We have first Brittany, and then Shikamaru or something like that, and then Loco. Yeah, Brittany, go ahead.
Wait. No, Brittany can go back to the kitchen. I'm not gonna lie.
That's so much teamwork.
Brittany, if you want to talk.
Brittany, clean now.
Here's the sad part.
Against the women.
No, not against women. I'm gonna be honest.
Wait. This is a lady wants to talk. I mean, Brittany wants to talk. Wait, Cody.
No one cares.
Wait, racist.
Shut up.
Guys, your arguments are so weak that a Muslim would be ashamed that you guys are defending them.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your opinion.
Problem.
Now let's hear from Brittany, and then we come back to you. Brittany, go ahead.
This haircut is worth $250. He looks nervous.
All right, Shikamaru.
Probably thinking he does.
Now this is the turn of Shikamaru.
I don't know.
Shikamaru, go ahead.
I just have a question, like, what is your guys' solution for the Palestinian people, as Cody and MC? So
We want to kick
back
them
to
out.
Egypt.
Yeah, let them go back to Egypt, Saudi. I don't care.
back to Senegal. Hey, Abdul Qadir, you bitch ass. Shut the fuck.
Yo, kick this guy.
We don't listen, Shikamaru. We don't care where they go. But, Israel won't us.
Okay, now go to
Call your own police station.
Yeah, and I didn't because I'm not gonna file no police report against this woman.
Yeah. Dude, Angela did you dirty, though. She started her room with that title, gets you in there, and then dips out, and everybody's looking at you.
Down. Right. Dirty as fuck.
Yeah, because that's what Ann came into a problem talking about screaming.
Not only that, but Ann knows who gave Oscar your picture when he doxed you. She's like, oh, where'd you get the first picture from? What, bitch? Like, bro, KP, listen, I'm not saying don't come to me on behalf of this hoe, but this is a lying ass bitch. On some real shit. I'm tired of these hoes. This hoe is going around the app saying I'm a liar. I don't want to talk to her no more.
Nah, just last night I was joking about that. She ain't give it to me.
I know she didn't. I didn't say she did.
Oh.
I said she knows who did. She's acting like she ain't fucking know. Yo, man, listen, KP.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on. Back up. So I was getting in the car. What picture?
The one Oscar posted. And knows who gave him that picture.
Which picture Oscar posted? What for the post bunch picture? My picture?
Yes. That time when y'all first met and, the first interaction. Yes. She knows where he got it from the whole time. Like, she's a messy bitch. A lying bitch. I don't fuck with her. And I never will. And she's like, oh, what's the big deal that I sent my titties out? I was going to tell you this earlier, Oscar. The big deal is that, you know what? Let me kick hypnosis out of here first. Because that's it, man.
She knew.
Talking about the weirdness where, like, you're making an assumption about either Hispanic folks or black folks because of what they look like, or like the organized crime that we might have, organized crime folks we might have known in high school. I mean, I was an incredibly ignorant kid in high school. I'm not sure if that's the way to compare it. Not trying to throw shade your way. I wouldn't necessarily compare it that way.
Well, no, I know you wouldn't, but I would. Rural area, if I recall correctly, compared to poor has always been.
He lives down in the fucking valley where it all goes through. Marshall knows what the fuck he's talking about.
No, I know, absolutely. But what I'm talking about, and this has nothing to do with cartels. I mean, we're talking about my experience was primarily 1990s Phoenix, a couple decades.
Yeah, you're talking about just general behavior.
Yes, and so not cartel people. Of course, the cartel still supplied them with drugs and stuff, but I wasn't into any of that shit. Had no knowledge about it. It wasn't my thing, and I wasn't in a Mexican gang, so literally clueless about it. But when I would say urban poor and rural poor are always a bit different. They both have a lot of dysfunction, but urban poor tends to be more violent. I would say that like the street gang culture was really big in Phoenix when I was growing up. I would say that when it comes to, I noticed the differences between how black people behaved anecdotally versus Mexicans. Mexican gang members, for example, they generally, if you weren't involved in their shit to begin with, they weren't going to fuck with you. It's just like you didn't have to worry about them doing anything to you.
You're right, You're right, man.
You can go to the most poor barrio. I mean, maybe if you're flaunting too much shit, somebody might take it, but for the most part, they see a gringo walking through their neighborhood. They look at him as harmless. He's not involved in any of our shit. We'll just leave him alone, just like whatever, unless he starts something. Black people.
That was typically my sheriff's advice, Pepe. Like, he used to tell everybody, if you're not involved in the drug smuggling game, like the people smuggling game, don't get involved. If you do, you're going to interface with gangs and cartels, right? Yeah. So his comparison was that you could buy, you could be a dude who likes to smoke a joint or a blunt every once in a while, and you could buy drugs from that dude without getting into the whole cartel thing. But yeah, in my area, it was the same way. They left you out of it if you didn't have anything to do with it.
Exactly. And that's how the Mexican gangs were.
They could be mean, but that's because you were sticking your nose where it didn't.
And that's how the Mexican gangs were. But how I saw blacks as being far fucking different. And of course, I was robbed twice when I was, I think I was 14 both times by an adult black male both times. Fucking amazing. But it's when you hear, and I was on Tommy Sotomayor's. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a black man. He's pretty funny, well known. But I mentioned this last night too. Like, I can listen to the news and I can hear convenience store clerk robbed, then shot in the face. I know, I can almost guarantee black man. And he's and everybody and all of the everybody was agreeing with it. That was some N-word shit to do. For a number of reasons. If you have two brain cells to rub together, you realize, well, you had an armed robbery charge. Why? And they gave you the money. Why are you going to turn it into a murder charge? That doesn't help you out. You got what you needed. Just leave. But we just see this shit, and the black criminals that were around that I saw were far more, in a way, opportunistic and predatory and willing to just target anybody, and it seemed like it would be far more random. it was just I don't know. Like, yeah.
How violent was white people in the first from let's say 1900 to 1965? How violent were white men?
They were very violent, and we're talking about the current modern day drug trafficking that has violence.
I'm pointing out how shit changes. Just because you are violent now, were black men violent in the early 1900s?
Yeah, they were. They always were.
They were very, very violent.
Yes, they've always been statistically over, and a lot of people don't realize this. They like to say white people are serial killers.
So who was worse, white men or black men in the 1900s?
White men. I mean, excuse me, black men. Black men.
So
they've always been. Yes. No. Yep.
So hold on. So black men were doing worse shit than the KKK.
It's statistically were they committing more murders? Yes.
I don't know about that.
But if you were to talk about here's the thing about, I would say, where whites, maybe Hispanic people, East Asian people, where they can be incredibly violent, right? We can look at Nazi Germany. We can look at the Japanese, what they did to the Chinese. Oh, extremely fucking violent. Horribly violent.
But hold on. It's the issue between China and Japan today, because Japan has never apologized for the rape of Nanking.
But we're talking about a totally different. What was the name of that?
Hold on. Listen, sorry, I'm driving. I have a bad signal. Let Hakima. So Hakima was having an exchange. Marshall, it's weird. It's as if people don't hear that they're speaking at the same time other people are speaking. Let Hakima respond with whatever he was saying, and then let Marshall jump in. Pepe, like, you're kind of dominating everything. I want to make sure other people are getting.
No, I made my point. I'm just saying that people change. Like he acts as if because the black people are violent now, even though the trend is going down, that's just gonna be what black people are forever. When I pointed out how white people were super fucking violent, and he pointed out how Japanese were violent. But people do change. But to say that black people are just this violent race that have no hope is just it's kind of crazy.
I'll just say this because I know Marshall was going to bring up a good point. When white people, we can look at cartels, we can look at the Mexicans, we can look at the Japanese. When we commit violence, it is well orchestrated. It's in tandem with each other. It is not sporadic. It is not uncontrolled. It is extremely violent, but it's not random. What you see with black people is random, disgusting individual acts, often of violence in what would otherwise be a civilized society. That's what you tend not to see with other groups of people.
It depends. The John Brown attack.
I would present you with a counterexample of Russian mob.
The violence you say that is like for no reason is just not accurate. I mean, there's a lot of things that happen in a black neighborhood that you can't report to the police, and therefore that'd be your reason for doing this. But there's a lot of shit happen. Like the killing that happened in the black neighborhood is not for no fucking reason. Shit has happened where you can't report to the fucking police that was the reason. People not running around just shooting random people. That is not going on at all.
Are you?
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Marshall was trying to say something, and then Andre was trying to speak, and then we'll go back to Popcorn.
No, what I was going to say was like the John Brown raid on Harper's Ferry right before the Civil War. I think this was in like August of 1860. That was very well planned. John Brown spent quite a bit of time planning it out, what he would do, where his weapons were, those kinds of things. So it's not like black people can't have, quote, organized crime when they get together and they do that. Like, obviously, organized crime in that way was pretty successful in Harlem. Think of like Bumpy Johnson, an American gangster with Denzel Washington. Like, Denzel Washington was a very successful dude, and his violence was very planned. So those are just two historical things that popped up in my mind when you said that, man.
Yeah. Pepe, I just wanted to present you with a counterexample of a Russian mob. They're extremely,
you could find organization there, but their violence is very sporadic. That was one of the reasons why they were able to come onto the New York scene and get to a certain point fairly quickly, because they're indiscriminately more violent against everybody and even their own. And similar type of tendencies, like, I think it's a very romanticized idea of like Goodfellas and Godfather to say that, those type of like European style mobs or criminals are organized. There's a lot of Zeta style of encounters going on in like Eastern Europe, for example. So I wouldn't be so sure that it's somehow ethnical or racially.
Sure, and I will say this: when it comes to organized crime, first of all, they are criminals, and I did mention the cartels. I would say that they tend to be able to organize better than any black people would be able to. However, they do. The mass raping and killing of women, femicide, is a real problem in Mexico. We can look at La Cosa Nostra in Italy. They were not the fucking saints people like to think they were. They would absolutely target people. First of all, I mean, one of their main rackets was extortion, taking money from law-abiding people, killing people, kidnapping children, killing children. These were not good people. And would a lot of them lose their shit and kill a random person they got in an argument with? Yep, absolutely.